When you start writing your piece of music, you are immediately faced to the problem of choice of sounds. Which sounds can you and will you use for your piece? Well, this depends on the situation in which you are. For example, if you write instrumental music in instrumental, like this, mental music, this is situation number one. Situation number two is if you write music with recorded sounds. And situation number three, you write music with synthetic sound. That means that you make your own sounds. Once upon a time it was with oscillators, nowadays with software. If you write instrumental music or recorded sounds, generally you want to choose your sounds beforehand, before writing, before starting to write your own piece. If you write instrumental music, well, you talk to players and you ask them possibilities, what works and what does not. You study. There are treatises about that. You listen, mainly you listen to music from by other composers, and you try to look at the scores and to see how things that you like particularly in that piece, how they are written, how they are realized for that ensemble. If you write with recorded sounds, well, you have to choose them by listening to them and by putting them aside or making a note when you find them particularly interesting, or you find that they fit in your piece. And let's take the example of our test lab. Well, it's highly unlikely that you can use all the sounds in the piece. And is it really interesting? Of course it's not. So listen to them and try to choose them with the first criterion of choosing what you like more. But this criterion can't be the only one. Of course it's important, but almost as important, and I know I would say more important than the first one of taste, let's call it this. Well, there is another criterion, which is you have to imagine the relationship between these sounds in the future of your piece. For example, you can imagine that a certain sound can be repeated easily. You can imagine that a series of sounds look like variation, one sound and then the other, which is slightly different, and so on. You can imagine that some sound superpose well, because one is just a sort of a background, another one comes out clearly from that, or the two sound mix well together. Well, whatever kind of relationship, but relationships are important in music because that's what we are trying to do. The main work of the composer is to compose, to put together things, and to do so, well, let's prepare it by imagining already some combinations and some good paths between the sound when we choose them.